Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome for another session of Odoo's live services. My name is Toshan Dubashi. I'm a product expert here at Odoo's San Francisco office, and I'll be your host for today. Before we get started, I do have a few things I'd like to go over. One second. Yeah. So, as you know, we have an annual event coming up, which is Odoo Experience Americas. That's happening on September 2nd and 3rd. So, it's a 2-day event happening at Pier 27 in San Francisco. So, this is a annual event whereby you have multiple business professionals, developers, ERP experts coming from around the globe, and you have a chance to interact with every one of them, and also, more importantly, get an exclusive access to Odoo 20 and the new features that are coming in that. So I would highly encourage you to join us and interact with us and network with us, and you'll get to understand and learn the newest features in Odoo. Having said that, now we go into the newest, now we get into how today's session works. So today's session will be like a live ad hoc Q&A whereby you interact with me, that is a certified Odoo consultant. And throughout this process, I'll be guiding you through certain tips and tricks which you will not find in any documentation. And along with that, as I answer your questions, I will be also demoing those solutions as it's possible. And you definitely can come up with any functional and specific technical questions. Remember that if the questions are too technical, then we might need a success pack for deep analysis. And also any bugs or accounting or data issues that you might face, it's better to open a support ticket on odoo.com/help or reach out to your consultant through a success pack as well. Also, another thing is if the questions are similar, I will be grouping them together so that I can answer multiple questions at once. Okay. Having said that, let's get into the questions. Feel free to post any questions in the YouTube chat, and I will review them and I'll answer them as we go ahead. Okay. So for this, I actually have a brand new database created. So I'm going to pull that up right now. There you go. So I'm waiting for any questions that might come in, and so far I'm not seeing any. Okay, so while we wait for questions, let me just give you a quick run through as to what the quote to cash process looks like in Odoo. I think this is a fairly basic requirement that most companies use on a day-to-day basis, right? So let's take a look at the sales app. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new quote. So let's say my customer, that's Acme Corporation, and I'm going to add a product. So let's say I add this. This is a variant. As you can see, Odoo has the capability to select different colors, set your different variants on a specific product, and so the interface is so easy to use. So I'm going to hit, let's say I like the black color, so I'm going to select that. And wow, look at that. My image also changed to the black screen. So let's click on confirm. And then I'm going to send this to my customer. So you click on send. Oh, one more thing is you need to make sure you always configure your document layout. So that means you need to have your logo and your basic layout configured. Once that is configured, Odoo shares that specific document layout across all your major documents like invoices, purchase orders, sales orders. So the initial layout is similar with respect to fonts, but of course, every document looks a little different because they are used for different purposes. So in the interest of this demo, I'm going to hit confirm and continue. So now that my document layout has been set, as you can see, that my specific quote talk is right here at the bottom, and I'm going to send this to my customer for their review. Okay, so I've sent this to my customer for review. So now my customer received this in the mailbox, and they are like, okay, I do like this specific quote. The pricing is good with me, and I would like to go ahead and confirm it. So the customer responds to me and says, okay, I would like to confirm. So you come here and you click on confirm. As you can see, the moment I confirm this, Odoo generates two things. First thing is my delivery order. So as you can see, Odoo generates a delivery order so that I need to deliver this specific product to my customer. And second thing is I need to then, once I deliver it, I need to turn this specific order into an invoice, because invoice is an accounting document using which you collect the payment on that. So one more thing you might have realized is that this create invoice button is not highlighted right now. The reason being that is the product that I'm selling right now, as of this time, is actually invoiced based on delivered quantities. When it is invoiced based on delivered quantities, that means this product needs to be delivered in order for Odoo to allow you to invoice it. So I'm going to go ahead and just validate this delivery. As you can see, it's waiting because right now my product is not available. So actually, in the interest of this demo, I am going to go ahead and quickly add some products so that, this product is there, but I think it's reserved on something else. So let me just add another product in. Let's go back, and it says expected, but that's okay. It's gonna post it for now and validate. Confirm. Right. So since this has been delivered as of this time, now this button has been highlighted, allowing me to actually go ahead and create an invoice. So I'm going to go and create an invoice right now, regular invoice, and then confirm. As you can see, this is my specific invoice using which I need to come and collect my payment. So that is how you go from a quote to a sales order to an invoice in a quote to sales process, essentially. Okay. As I explain this, I see that there are a few questions that have come up. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first question is, I have projects that would be using similar tasks on an ongoing basis. I would love to know a workaround to be able to use a task template across multiple projects. The template may change. Tasks are created automatically when confirming a sales order. Is it possible to take one of those and switch it to a following existing template? So we have project templates, but we do not have task templates right now. But let's quickly take a look at the setup. So if I go to any product that I'm selling, let's just go to, so I'm going to go to products. And let's look for some specific service products, because of course you need to sell a service product for the product to generate the tasks. So I'm going to go to, let's see. All right, so let me just create actually a new one. This will be easier. And we set it as be service. And here, so on create an order, you have the option of actually creating a task when you sell something. So I'm just going to call this, some kind of a service. Oops. Let's call this install service. Okay, and then you need to specify the task, and then you need to specify a project in which you're going to create the task. So you have the task template right here. So then you can actually create a task template. You can be like, okay, I need certain details within the specific task. And you can use that specific task template right here on the order, on the product. So when Odoo specifically sells this specific product, Odoo creates a task on that specific order using this specific task template. So I'll just call this template. And just call this test. So you have this template, you have tasks. One more thing to note, this is, I'm in the database version 19.3. So just make sure that, certain features might be available in the newest version, but might not always be available in the previous versions. So just take an account for that as well. But yeah, so you have the template here. And then now when I sell this specific one, let's say I'm selling this for $200. Just, so I'm going to go to sales, quotes, new quote. Let's select a specific customer. And I'm going to go to install service. So when I do this and I hit confirm, as you can see, my task has been created right here. And when I click on this, that specific task has the same description that I'd put in my template. So I'd put the description to be test in my template, and that specific description got pulled over onto my newly created task. So as you can see, this is how you can create a generic template, have all the information in the template, and then you can remove the specific, once the task has been created based on the template, that task then can be edited to be like, meet that specific customer or that specific order's needs as well. So that is how you can use a task template in your orders. Okay, I hope that answers your questions. So that, okay. Now, second question is, how would a warehouse benefit from Odoo? So that I might need more information on that. When you say, well, how would a warehouse benefit from Odoo? I would assume that, you are trying to understand how Odoo can be used to handle your warehouse operations. So yes, we can definitely use Odoo for handling your warehouse operations. So I will quickly touch base on that right now for you. So for that, we need to be using inventory application. So we have the inventory application right here. Click on this, and then we go to configurations and warehouse. Okay, as you can see, whenever you first create an Odoo database, Odoo installs a company by default. Okay, And with that specific default company comes a default warehouse, provided you have the inventory app installed. But if you have that, then you have a default warehouse that is created. So you don't need to create more than one warehouse if you only have a single warehouse. But if you run multiple warehouses, then Odoo does allow you to create multiple warehouse locations as well. So if I want to create another warehouse right here, I can always do that. I'll be like, so activate storage location settings. So this is a setting within Odoo whereby you can create specific bin locations within your warehouse. So it can be like, okay, aisle one, row one, shelf two, something in that sense. So it allows you to categorize your warehouse into different sections or different locations based on how you operate. So that's the whole purpose of your storage locations. So it's telling me that when I do activate a new warehouse, Odoo will activate the storage location setting for me by default. So that's okay, not a problem. So I'm going to create a second warehouse right here. Remember, you always need to have a short name for your warehouse, right? Because it's a way to identify a location in a warehouse. Thereby, you can be like, okay, my short code for my second warehouse is SW, second warehouse. So all my products will be stored in SW/stock, while all my products in the first warehouse will be stored in WH/stock. So this is my main stock location. It's like your main parent location under which you can have multiple bin locations, or you can choose not to have bin locations. That's totally your choice. But all your products that lie in your inventory need to lie within within this location or within a child of this specific location. Okay. So now that we have two warehouses created and we have storage location set, I just want to show you that setting that is right. Storage, there you go. This storage location is right here. Now we can go ahead and actually set up the specific locations within your warehouse. So for example, I want to set up few bin locations in my warehouse. I can do that as well. So go to locations. And then you can see by default, actually, I have few of them. So I have stock, then shelf one, shelf two. Then within shelf two, I have a specific location called small refrigerator. So, and then you have this stock location that I just created. It got created automatically as a result of creating a brand new warehouse. So I'm going to then try to create another shelf location within my new warehouse. So it'll be like S1. I'll just call it S1 for simplicity. And then this will be SW stock. Right. So this is just a once child location. Remember, you can create n number of child locations. And now within your, so you have your warehouse, you have your different locations in a warehouse. Now you need to manage them. How would you manage them? But first you need to make sure you have products in the specific locations. So you have certain products here, right? So the way to add products into your warehouse would be by going to operations and going to physical inventory. This physical inventory menu is used to adjust the specific quantity of products that you have within each location. So for example, I see there are certain products that already exist within my stock locations, like WH stock. But if I want to add it into my newly created warehouse, which is SW/S1, let's say I want to use that. And then I select my product. Let's say I'm going to use this green stool, right? And I counted it and I'm like, okay, I have, actually, is this lot tracked? Seems like this one is lot tracked. So I'm just going to select, create a lot number or a serial number in this case. And then, okay, it seems to be a serial number because it's automatically populating one. So remember that serial numbers can be unique to a specific quantity, while lot numbers allows you to have multiple quantities within a specific lot number. So I'm just going to hit apply. And now you will see that this specific product, so if I go to products and I go to stool, it was this one, and I go to on hand, you can see, yeah, so this one was tracked by lots. We have the options of tracking products by quantity. That means no lots, no serial number, by specific lots and by serial numbers as well. Okay. So I added this manually right now. And when I go and click on this, you will see that this specific serial number that I just created along with that single product is in my S1 location. And then along with this, so once you have certain products in a specific locations, you have certain operations that you can do. What are these operations? Well, you have receipts, deliveries, internal transfers, manufacturing. These are all the different processes that you can run in your warehouse depending upon the operations that you run on a day-to-day basis. So that is how that will give you a general idea of how you can use your specific warehouse and how you can use actually your inventory app to fully manage your warehouse operations. Just to quickly show you how that works is, let's say for example, I want to move, uh, you know, that specific product that I have right now, which is from, let me select this one, the second warehouse. So my internal transfer, I'm doing an internal transfer from my S1 location. Let's say I'm going to do it from an S1 location to my parent. Let's say I move it from my child to my parent, uh, and I want to add that product. So I want to add stool, and it was I think stool was green in color, and just say 1. Okay, so mark as to do. So as you can see, Odoo tells me it's available. Because I had that one quantity in this S1 location, I want to move it to my parent stock location. So now I'm just going to click on validate. The moment I hit validate, you will see that this specific product, from being in an S1 location, now that is set to 0, and now it has come into my parent location. So you can run multiple operations that way, depending upon the different operations you run. I hope that answers your questions. Okay. Now, next, uh, I have created a new database that I would like to be my new main database. How do I move my current subscription over to the new database I created? We are starting over from scratch. Oh, that's a good question. So usually in these cases, it's better for you to submit a ticket on odoo.com/help. If you go there, if you submit a ticket, you can be like, okay, here is my new database link. Here is my old one. Please link my old my subscription number for my old database to my new one. They will happily do it for you, and it's free of cost. There's nothing to be done. And also, if you have an account manager assigned already, you can directly reach out to your account manager regarding this, and they will easily be able to switch it out for you. And remember that even though you have a new database created, that database is once activated is valid for 14 days or 15 days around. Like because I created this one yesterday, as you can see, it's still valid for certain days. So you have some you have some time limit until that new database is expired. So you can just reach out to odoo.com/help, or you can reach out to your account manager and they will happily switch it over for you. Okay. Next, is it possible to create optimized delivery routes depending on orders of the day? If not, are the APIs with such an app as Routific? So we do not integrate with Routific as of this time, but there are a few options that you can do. So to optimize delivery routes, so we have something called as Mapbox. I don't know if you have seen that, but let me quickly give you an overview because I don't have the API credential for Mapbox right now with me, but I can give you a run through or a quick overview of what it is and how it can work. Okay, so let's go to inventory. Let's go to configurations. Let's go to settings. And if I'm going to go to, let's see, for the Mapbox, let's look for Mapbox in settings. There you go. So we have this integration called Mapbox, whereby you can enable the optimal routing feature and the map styles within that Mapbox provides that can come into Odoo's map view. And using that, then you can actually go ahead and route your specific deliveries based on an optimized route. I don't have a token with me right now, but just in interest, I'm just going to put in something. Of course, it's not going to work because I don't have the token, but it is actually going to activate it for me. I mean, the token is not valid, so it doesn't let me go past. But let me show you Odoo's map view in the meantime. So I'm going to go to operations, deliveries. Okay. So you have certain deliveries and we need something that's ready. Okay. These are ready. Okay, perfect. So right now I do not have my map view activated, but let's go ahead and activate my map view. So to activate my map view, I'm going to go to Studio and then go to Views. And then you will see that I have this specific new view called map view. Let's go ahead and activate that. Okay. So now the way this works is once the map view has been activated, I'm going to close this. All right. So within, again, once you go to operations, deliveries, that's where I was. Then you have these different views here. We have your list view, your Kanban, your calendar, your activity view, and then you have your map view. If you want to make this as a default, you can do that as well by going to Studio, going to Views, and then just clicking on this and setting it as a default. Okay. So let's come back. Let's go to Map View. Let's put in the filters first, or we can go to Map View and then we put in the filters. Let's say I'm putting it ready. Okay. So now we have, it tells me that I have certain, deliveries within few addresses. Like I have certain delivery orders that need to go to this specific location, and then certain delivery orders that need to go to this specific location. So you can actually filter things out. Oops, sorry. Oh. And then, so if you had Mapbox activated, Mapbox would have actually created a route for you automatically, because when you go to Studio, you have routing here. When you click on optimized, this so Mapbox using that API token would automatically optimize the routing for you within this Mapbox view, within this map view, and then you should be able to use this as a reference to create your delivery routes essentially. So we have that option, but it's through map view. Okay. But yeah, I wish I had the token to show that functionality to you right now, but unfortunately I cannot show that right now. Okay. All right. So I hope that answers your question. Going ahead, so you said great explanation on projects. If we are a service company, do you recommend for each sales order that we create that has service sold with it, should we create a unique project like project one? I mean, service company, do you recommend for each sales order that we create that has service sold? Yes. So it depends on how you want to keep a track of it. So let me explain. So we have, Odoo has the option of, so if I go back one step, let's actually close this and let's go to the home page. Oops. All right. So now within projects, Odoo has few options when you create a project automatically from project and task automatically from a product. So Odoo allows you to, if you go to products and I go to, let's just go to that install product that we just created, right? Let's go there. Did I misspell install? I think I misspelled install. Okay. All right. So Odoo also has the option of creating a task in a project, just creating a project just itself, and creating a project and a task. Now the choice of using the options can vary, but for example, let's say for example you're running some kind of a repair service or some kind of a on-site service, whereby you go to every home, you do some kind of repair, and you come back. So in that case, it's easier to manage it based on having one project and having multiple tasks within that project at each order. But let's say for example, you would like to do like implement a specific project from start to finish, that is yeah, like a whole construction project, for example. In that way, you want to manage each construction project separately, right? So in that case, it would be better for Odoo to create a task and a project for you. But if it's a cases of, if a smaller tasks you do on a recurring basis for specific services, then it's better to create a single task and create multiple tasks and have a single project under which you manage those tasks. So that would be my recommended option for this specific case. Okay. So like we also internally, don't have, so internally we manage so many implementation projects as well, but we also we just have a single project under which we, have multiple tasks, and each task is a project that we implement for our customers essentially. So even we internally just use a single project with multiple tasks. So you can also choose to use the same specific approach on your end, and it would probably be much more easier to manage. Okay. Now, next, I'm having difficulty in deciding if internal transfers within warehouse and inter warehouse is better managed from sender or the recipient location. What is the best practice? Let me see if I understand that question. So you are trying to do an internal transfer within a warehouse and inter warehouse. Is it better managed from a sender and recipient location? What is the best practice? My guess would be let me assume that you're trying to move from, like, you're trying to do an internal transfer. So actually, let's pull up internal transfer right now just to get a good context of what is happening. So let's go to the inventory app, and I'm going to go to internal transfers. So when it comes to internal transfers, essentially we have the option of setting a source location and destination location. And with an internal transfer, you just have one single transfer. So you have so I see what you mean. So the person who is it recommended to initiate, based on who's the one receiving it or the one who's sending it. That's okay. I understand the question now. So just to rephrase for all the audience here, the question is, when you're doing an internal transfer, you have someone who's receiving it and you're someone who's sending it. So within these two, from a best practice standpoint, who would be the one to initiate the transfer? So remember, it's always a good practice for the person who is demanding it to create the transfer. Okay, so that means you have, let's say for example, I'm moving it from shelf 1 to shelf 2. So I have a shelf location here, so shelf 1 for shelf 2. Or let's say I'm doing inter warehouse, so I'm moving it from shelf 1 here to SW stock S1 here. So it's a two different warehouses right here. And I want to, so the destination location is the recipient, right? The one who wants the specific product. So you either let the specific person in the warehouse know that I want this, or you first come in and you create the transfer here. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and create this customizable desk as an example, and I'm just going to set 1. Okay. So when I do create this and I click mark as to do, the person, the personal on the recipient side creates it and they know that it's available. But the person who would be validating it would be recommended to be the person who is actually on the source location side, because in the end they'll be the one who know if it's actually available or not. So the demand can actually exist from the recipient side, but the confirmation and validation and the operation wise, the one who's sending it needs, it's better to be done from the source side, because they are the ones who know if it's actually there or not. Although Odoo might tell you if it's available or not, but sometimes remember, Odoo is never real time. Odoo is based on the operations that you do on a day-to-day basis. So if someone forgot to update the quantity on hand, but it's actually available in the warehouse, right? So then someone needs to go ahead and actually update that as well within Odoo to make sure that the quantities match up. So I hope that answers your question. So yeah, that's the best practice I would recommend. But if you want to save time and do not want this too much, and then if you think Odoo is accurate, then the person who wants to make the transfer can actually initiate that and yeah, go ahead and validate it themselves as well, if they have a good idea of what exists in the other warehouse or the other locations. So yeah, so usually it's the demand that drives the need. Yeah. All right. So I think that was yeah. We can have more questions too. Any more questions coming up? All right. So while we are waiting for more questions, let me go over something else. So Odoo actually has the options of handling partial deliveries as well. So let me show you how that works in Odoo and how you can handle back orders. Okay. So I'm going to go to sales and let's create another order. So I'm going to go to new, and then I'm going to go set a customer. Let's say Openwood, add a product. And in this case, let's keep it something simple. So I'm going to use a large cabinet. And let's say I'm trying to fulfill five of them. Okay, so as you can see right now, Odoo tells me that there is nothing available on hand. So first step would be to make sure we have enough quantity available for us to fulfill the specific order. So what I'm going to do is quickly go into this product and put some quantity on hand. Oh, I see that there is a variance on this. So we have different heights. So let's see what variant I've selected within here. So I've actually selected 45. So we need to go ahead and update the quantity for that specific one. So let's just quickly do that. New and 45. And I'll say I have actually 10 of them. Oh yeah, and one more thing I want to point out is within the sales order, remember that you can deliver from different warehouses. What governs that is essentially, if you go to other info, you have the option of specific, where is my, there, so warehouse. So I can select a specific warehouse from which I'm actually delivering it. So right now it's defaulting to the first warehouse, but you have the option of selecting the second warehouse as well. Note that you need to select this before you actually go ahead and confirm the order. Okay, otherwise you need to reset it to draft and then confirm it again. Because the delivery orders that Odoo generates are going to be specific to that warehouse. So it's important for us to select this correct warehouse initially in a multi-warehouse scenario, essentially. But okay, going ahead, so I have selected 5. So now you can see I have put 10 on hand. So it tells me that I have enough quantity by a green signal here. So then I'm going to confirm this. Okay. Now that I've confirmed it, I'm going to go to my delivery. So let's say I want to only deliver 3 at a time, like 3 in the first delivery, and then put a back order for the remaining 2. Just a quick, just a use case. So I put in 3 here. If there was only 3 available, then Odoo would reserve only 3 of them. Okay. But the moment I hit 3 and I hit validate, Odoo gives me an option saying that, okay, my demand was 5, but you're processing only 3. Would you like to create a back order for the remaining quantity, or would you not? Do you not want to deliver the remaining quantity and end the delivery process right here? So it's an option that Odoo provides you, and the inventory operator at that moment has to make a decision. So in most of the cases, usually you would like to create a back order. So you do that. So when you do create a back order, what happens is Odoo creates, first of all, Odoo confirms the original delivery order, marks it as done for the 3 quantities. And when you go back, you can see here, Odoo has created another delivery order for you with the remaining 2 items. So whenever you're ready to fulfill these 2 items, you can come back to this delivery and fulfill it as well. If I actually go back to my sales order, you will see that there are 2 deliveries here now. The two of them are as follows. The first one is the 3 that we just fulfilled. And then the second one is the remaining 2 that is placed as a back order at this time. So that is how Odoo actually handles different back orders, and you can do partial deliveries and manage multiple deliveries over time, essentially. Okay, see that I have there's another question. So let us take a look at that. So can pre-printed random package numbers, barcodes be used in a pallet packaging process and assign the label to whatever products were put in the pallet package? Let me try to understand it right now again. So you have pre-printed random package numbers and barcodes be used in pallet packaging process and assign the label to and assign the label. Okay. Be used in a pallet packaging process and assign the label to whatever products were put in the. Okay, so you have predefined package numbers, I'm guessing, or barcodes. Okay, and you have certain products that you need to put in that specific package, and you want to pallet package. You want to assign a specific barcode to that package. So we have actually packages within Odoo. So let me show you. So if you go to configurations and settings, but I might need more follow-ups. If you have it, if you can please type in like a more clear understanding, because are you trying to put in you have predefined packages and you have the products already in those packages, or you want to put those products in those packages and then store them in your warehouse? Is that what you're trying to do? Maybe a few. So as a BSA, sometimes we know we need further clarifications as to what you're trying to do. So maybe you can clarify on that. That would be great. Yeah. But from for this demo purposes, I'm going to assume that you're trying to print packages and the barcodes for the specific packages. So let me show you how that option within Odoo as well right now. So we have something called as packages right here. So I'm going to activate that, where this allows you to put your products in specific boxes and track them from there. And also we have a different unit of measure. So just in interest of demo, I'm going to activate that as well right now. So let's save this. All right. So now that packages has been activated, and let's say, for example, yeah, let's do a demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a purchase order. Okay. And I'm just going to create a new purchase order for where you at. And let's say I am buying let's say I'm buying this drawer. Okay. And I'm buying 10 of them. All right. So I'm buying 10 of them. So remember that on a purchase order is a document whereby you're purchasing items for your operations essentially. And then when a purchase order is confirmed and you have a inventory product, Odoo will actually create a receipt. What is a receipt? Receipt is nothing but a document using which you are going to receive them in your essentially you're going to receive them into your warehouse, right? That's how you receive them. So now let's take a look at how that works. I'm going to see date scheduled. So now within this, I have 10 of them. So I'm going to click on details. And then here, this one is specific. I think it's lot track. So let's do that. So I'm going to do 1001. And then here now I have the option of specifying a destination package, right? So this is where I'm putting it in a pack. So if I want, I can right now actually create a package number on the fly. So I'll be like, if you don't want to create a package number fly, then Odoo can create it for you. But in this case, I want to use my own specific packages. So I'm going to do that as well. So I'm just going to be like, okay, 101001. So something in that sense. And then I'm going to click on create. So Odoo allows me to create that. And I put all 10 boxes, all 10 drawers into that specific package. And I save. And then once I receive it, I validate. So now when I go and go to the specific product and I click on hand, you will see that, this was, where's the one that I just received? This 10 that I just received, or was it something else? Actually, let's go and check my packages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and look for packages. And you will see that we have this package right here that I just created. And you can see it tells me that this specific lot number is inside this specific package and 10 quantity of them is in that. So that is how you can use Odoo's packaging. Then similarly, you can use it to store internally, and this packaging can also be referenced on your delivery side. So if you go to any of your delivery orders right now, so if you go to deliveries, and then let's look at something that is ready. So something in that sense, so you can see you have the option of putting this specific product in a pack. As you can see, when I click on put in a pack, Odoo automatically generates the specific pack number for you based on the sequences. And then Odoo puts that in, and then you can validate. So this is how you can use packaging for delivery side. For example, you are fulfilling an item for your customers. You want to put it in your box and then you ship it, right? So you can use this to ship, put the products into your boxes, use packages to track those boxes, and then ship them out from there. Okay, so that is how you can use packages. So you can either assign your own package numbers, or you can ask Odoo to generate it based on sequences. So few things to note is that this pack sequence, so Odoo has something called as sequences. So actually, if you go to settings and you actually need to be in developer mode, I'm actually already in developer mode right now because I have this bug icon. But if not, you would see an option here that says activate developer mode. Once you're in developer mode, you also have the option of sequences. Let me show you. So as you can see, I cannot find, it's too much to find here. But what we can do also is just go to the home page, right here, home page, and just start typing. This takes me to the menus that I need. So this is a very important tool and very helpful tool for all Odoo users. Use it. So you can select this, and then it tells me the different sequences that we have here. There should be one for pack as well. Let's take a look. There you go. So we have one for pack, for packaging. So there's one for packages pack. So if you want, you have your own custom custom sequence numbers that you want to start with. You can choose to come and update this here, and then Odoo will start generating automatically based on your specific sequence or prefixes that you use. Okay. All right. So going ahead, follow-up question: we service, install, and commission with field technicians. So maybe we have project for install and commission field technician. We have a project for each of those, and then create tasks under each one of those. Yes, that's correct. So the question is, we service, install, and commission with field technicians. So maybe we have project for each one of those, and then create a task under each, and those tasks are tied to the sales orders. That is correct. So my recommendation would be to definitely, have a single project, have multiple tasks within that project, and then use those tasks to manage those each request from your sales orders and customers. Yes. So next question would be, to which extent is AI integrated or similar capabilities as Cowork? Could it filter emails, identify requests for quotes, prepare the quote and draft a response email of info needed? Yes, so let's take a look. So right now in version 19.3, there has been few improvements when it comes to version 19.3 in AI. So let me quickly take a look at that. So we have few pre-built AI, we have some AI agents that we have created by default. Remember that to use AI agents, you need to make sure you go to configuration settings and put in either your GPT API key or your Gemini API key, either one of them. Remember that. But yes, we have few options whereby you can also build your website based on it. But in order to handle your specific sales orders and order records, yes, we have this Ask AI. So what happens is, so if you go to any sales order, let's say I'm going to go to this one. Oops. Yeah, so you can use Ask AI right here. And you can ask it to follow up, write a follow up. Of course, I don't have any API key enabled in this database as of this time. But you have the option of, with 19.3, actually, you have the option of updating a record, editing a record, or even creating a record based on any conversations you have on a specific order. So Odoo does allow you to do that. Right now, this newer AI agents in 19.3 do allow you to do that. But yes, based on the, as you mentioned, draft a response for email. So yes, write a follow-up answer. You have the option right here. But also, of course, it is thinking right now there is nothing. Might work, might not work because it's an AI agent. And AI agents need the API key, right? So it searches the whole database. But yeah, this is the Odoo's AI capabilities have become much more smarter now. You can search through information, ask it to generate, the highest, like the best selling products for you, look for that. So it ends up searching your whole database for that as well, right? And of course, you can write, converse with a customer based on the details it provides. Oh yeah, so it did actually, so it did give me a follow-up for this specific order. It's letting me know that, okay, we have scheduled 63 hours and 39 hours have been planned. Like I didn't tell anything. It just scanned through the specific order and actually followed up with the response. And now it's like, okay, do you want to send it as a message? Yes, send as a message. There you go. And then you can click send. So yes, to answer your question, yes, Odoo's AI capabilities have improved, and you have a lot of things that you can do with it right now. So, sorry, excuse me. Why don't automatic promotions auto apply to back office sales like they do in e-commerce? might need a little more information on that. So why don't automatic promotions auto apply to back office? Say, oh, I see what you mean. So what you're trying to say is when let's say you have a promotion on a specific uh, customer or a product, you will usually like normally you will see it as a reward button here, and that reward button is highlighted if you know that reward button is actually highlighted if a specific promotion is applied. So why is it not automatic? Well, because remember that you are an internal user, you are running the database, so you can have a place where you know there could be multiple promotions that apply to a specific order, and you can choose to which one you want to apply. When it comes to the customer we don't want to give the customer too much of an option, right? So we usually want the customer to have it life much easier, but in the back end you are the one making the sale, so you have the option of adding a specific reward if needed or removing the reward if not needed. So that's why it is more of a manual process in the back end, but Odoo does tell you that you know there is a reward on this specific order by highlighting it here. Right now I do not have it here, but yeah, so that's why we need to, like an internal user would have to actually click on it manually. It's just a single click, so I don't think it is too much of a issue because you just need to click on it once and Odoo will apply the specific promotion for you on that order. I have health insurance business. I want to keep track of my expenses and commissions. Would accounting be apt for that? Yes. So you would accounting be the best app for that? Yes, you can definitely keep a track of your expenses and commissions. I mean, there are a few ways to go about it. You run a health insurance business, so you want to see. I'm guessing you want to see the amount of premiums that your customer has paid for you, and then the amount of claims that they might have filed based on that, right? So you will want to see the specific invoices that you make, and then the corresponding bills associated from your customers for that. So my recommendation would be you can use something called as analytic accounts in Odoo. So if you go to accounting and you go to configurations and settings, let me see if it's activated. Analytic, yeah, analytic accounting right here. So you can actually use this to keep track of revenue by projects and departments. So let me just quickly add it and quickly show you how that works. All right. So what you can do is you can essentially have an analytic account for every customer that has a that pays you premium essentially. And what happens is so let's say for example I create a new customer on the fly. Let's just call this test customer. All right. And I just call this, I'll just use any product, just in the interest of the demo. But here, you create a specific project for your customer. So I'm just going to call this test customer. If you're starting from the sales order, that remember that you can always create a project when you're selling it. And when you're selling a project, Odoo automatically creates a corresponding analytic account to a project. So that's by default. But if it is not there, you'll have to go in the backend and actually create it. So let me just quickly actually go in and create it for you. So go to configurations, and I'm going to go to analytic accounts. So as you can see, there are so many analytic accounts already created actually. So there's one for this customer. So actually, let's plan to use that. So I'm going to use Acme customer since they already have one. Life will be easier. So let's go to invoice. Let's go to Acme Corporations. There you go. And now I'm going to use that specific Acme, this one, project. And I'll be like, okay, the thing that they're purchasing, let's say this is my premium, and my premium is, let's say it's $250. And of course, you'll need to run a subscription service whereby, you charge them on a monthly basis. So remember that you'll have to essentially you'll have to create a sales order for that if you're running a subscription service, and then Odoo will generate the recurring invoices for you based on the periodicity of the premiums essentially they're paying. But now, as you can see, the moment I hit $250 here, I'm going to go to my analytic accounts, and you will see that there's a credit of $250 for this specific customer, for this specific account. Now, as they, start sending you bills. Let's have an example. Acme customer, like the same person right here, sent me, I'll just call this bill, and I'll say this needs to go to Acme Corporation again, and I'll say this bill is for 100. Just an example, and I need to set a bill date and confirm. So the moment I hit when the moment I posted this bill to this specific analytic account, if you go to configurations or you can go to the analytic report, either one, right here. And now in the list view, there you can see it generated 250 and then 100. So if we actually group by a specific partner, you will see that's my current margin associated with the profitability or the expenses. So the expenses show up as a negative and the premiums will show up as a positive. So over time, you can see if you're making a profit on this customer or a loss on this specific customer. So that would be a good way for you to handle that. Yeah, accounting app would be the best way to go about it. Okay. I hope that answers your question. In the interest of time, I had to just quickly go through it. But yes, there are ways to handle that as well. Now, I have a question regarding prepaid expenses and how to manage them automatically in Odoo. For instance, I paid 1 year Odoo subscription, but I want to recognize the expense as 1/12 every month. I think expenses once every 1/12. Oh, I see. Oh, so you bought. Oh, so it's a it's a yearly thing, but you want to recognize this on a monthly basis, splitting by 12 because you want to recognize it per month over, although you paid it for the whole year. And then set up the auto post for monthly. If so, how do I reconcile against a payment that has already done? The same question when I sell a subscription client prepaid for the whole year. So okay, let's take a look at that. This might be a last question, but let's take a look. So first of all, you would need to actually use deferred revenues for the. This is an expense or yeah. So your subscription, right? So you create a vendor bill. Okay, vendor bill. So you need to use deferred expenses. So what you need to do is first of all go to configuration settings and let's go to deferred here. So what you need to do is set the periodicity to monthly and computation by months. You can also use full months. There are a few options here. And you need to set the account here, and this is for your deferred. So there's a separate section for deferred revenue. There's a separate section for deferred expenses. So for your deferred expenses, this is where you'll need to do the setup. And now you need to let's go to your expenses. So let's go to vendors. Let's go to bills, and then let's take a look. Actually, so I'm gonna go to. Do we have a? We don't know. So let's go and create a new one. So I'm gonna click on Ready Mat. Let's add a product. There should be a start and end date that would show up, but I think we need to select an account that is deferred. So let's take a look. I don't have one, but I'm going to go to configurations. I'm going to go to chart of accounts. Oops. Chart of accounts, and let's go to. So that's deferred revenue. So a deferred expense would be current asset essentially, but we can create one. Second. Okay, so let's just use actually, we can use this one. So let's use this. So you can actually take your subscription, your original subscription actually can be for a yearly basis. But within Odoo, you have the option of, let's use, for example, so these are all expenses and cost of revenues. Is there any other option that I can use? Let's use current liabilities. Oh, deferred date. There you go. So you have the option now to select a deferred date. So you can set the whole year here. So you can be like, okay, from a specific year. So from the first to the end of, I went way back. So let's say I want to start from Jan 1st to, let's go to December 31st. Okay, that's 1 year. And I'll be like, I want to recognize, uh, let's say I want to recognize $12,000 across that whole year. So it's going to be around $1,000 per year, correct? So, oh, this went away. Let's just do this one more time. So, one, and go back here, go to December, go to 31st. So I need to set the dates, very, very important. Oh, why is it not letting me set the dates? Is it because I need to use a different account? Yeah, to use a different account. One more time, Jan 1st to December 31st. Okay, there you go. So let me do that right now. And I'm going to hit confirm. So as you can see, the moment I hit confirmed, it generated the deferred entries for me. It recognized it one for every month. So it generated the specific entries right here. And for the future entries, they're still pending right here. So the date, as the days come, then and the day reaches the specific date. So if I click on this, and you will see that on that specific date, Odoo will auto post this specific entry. So that is how you can set it up based on your use case. So having said that, I think we have reached the end of our time today. So I do want to say that, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been great to have you all. I hope you learned something new, and I hope I was able to answer most of your questions, if not all. Note that we have this on a recurring basis, so please make sure to join us next time. Next time we have a specific Q&A session, which is going to be specific to specific to services within Odoo. So make sure to join us on July 22nd at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And lastly, I do also want to say that say this one more time. We have our Odoo Experience Americas coming up on September 2nd and 3rd on 2026, happening at Pier 27 in San Francisco. Please do join us. Looking forward to see every one of you there, and hoping we can network and definitely learn something new with the newest features of Odoo 20. Thank you so much, and have a good one.